Stream.
Previously on Bootstrap Businessmen.
Today, we're talking about Amazon giveaway, and we're going to do a case study live. I'm on Amazon right here. Let's just pick any item. You're going to scroll down to the bottom of the page here, and it says set up an Amazon giveaway. And they're going to give you this link, and I'm going to share this via Twitter, Facebook, so on and so forth.
Well, and this is where this is key, man. If you're trying to build an email list, this is going to help.
The giveaway is going to show how many people have claimed it. Nobody has entered so far. We've had 15 entrants so far. Now we're at 27 entrants. 52.
69. 85 entrants.
85 entrants. 94 entrants.
103 entrants. So
I'm at 113. I gotta say,
that's awesome.
Yep.
114 entrants and 104 followers.
And
Yeah, dude, this is
we'll report back to you guys.
Till next week. The end result was there was no winner for the giveaway. Dale actually got all of his money back. Twitter, we gained 321 new followers, 56 likes, 1,574 impressions altogether.
Let's just think of the law of probability. If 1 out of 10 people paid attention to that would put us at about 150 people that have actually seen the name Bootstrap Businessmen. So if we do that enough times, people are going to start to know that name.
From last week, 122 people actually reached, 47 post engagements, 15 full video views, and we got 6 new likes on our page. Instagram, 161 impressions, 146 people actually reached, 92 engagements, and we gained 10 new followers on Instagram. Just on SoundCloud alone from last week, we had 148 plays, 7 shares, and 10 likes. 337 new followers, likes on our social media platform. Wow. From that one Amazon giveaway.
And, welcome to Bootstrap Businessmen, the podcast devoted to the entrepreneur on a shoestring budget. And I'm your host, Dale L. Roberts, and this is...
Kevin, get off your ass and make it happen. Alan, let's go.
Yes, you got it, man. I'm telling you what, we are pretty fucking pumped. Obviously, you guys got to see the recap and the full rundown on Amazon giveaway, but we're not going to sit here and fiddle-faddle and fuck around with a bunch of shit and talking about this, that, and the other, because today we're going to be talking about email marketing, man.
Woo! That's like a 4-letter word to some people, man. Honestly.
It really is.
It really is.
And it's really kind of gotten a lot of real just bad rap. So What's happening to our boy Dog Dad? Big shout out, guys. Go over and check out Doggy Dad Official over at Instagram. And I think even our good boy Dog Dad knows a little bit about email marketing. Because email marketing, guys, guess what? It's not about spamming. Here's the deal. We want to kind of demystify a little bit about email marketing, and I want to open your eyes to something cool. So, Kevin, tell people what email marketing is, and remember, say it as quietly as possible.
That was pretty funny, actually. Email marketing, honestly, man, is a way to reach... no matter what business you have a customer list, okay? So if you have new products, ideas, a newsletter, whether that's weekly, monthly, whatever the case is, this is how you can reach them and engage them to stay engaged in your business, basically.
Okay.
So that's my take on it. Some people don't read their emails, you know what I mean? But at least you're trying to, and it's a very effective way, low cost, honestly, for marketing.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of cost involved in it. Just get your products out and get that customer engagement. And it can be a personal one-on-one if you're allowing that feedback and response back from the customers.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many ways that you can actually do email marketing. Now, let's go ahead, first of all, let's address the elephant in the room. Something a lot of people like to call spam. Man, I used to love spam when I was a kid, but this type of spam is not good. Nobody likes it. Now, essentially, I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of the Wikipedia definition of what spam is and spam email. I get some people like, I get spammed in my email all the time. Au contraire. Okay, so you can probably open up your spam folder, or you can even go into your junk email folder, and you're going to find some things in there that you're email service provider has polled and said, these aren't good because typically there's certain signs. And I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about what you need to be looking out for in your email marketing when you're doing it so you're not going into the junk folders. So in any event, spam essentially is unwanted junk, okay?
Like junk mail.
It's just junk, you know, like like a dating website. I don't need a dating website. That's spam.
Swipe left,
Okay,
swipe left.
now it is not considered spam, and you fuckers out there that opting into a particular newsletter or email or anything else like that, listen, if you opt into that to get your little freebie, guess what? When they start to send you,
Sign up.
That's called permission-based marketing. Okay, you've signed up. You've said, okay, I'll take your free thing in exchange for my email. Okay, so and we'll get into that just a little bit more here in just a minute. So it's not considered spam if you say it's okay to do that. Spam, buy our magic weight loss pill. Yeah, exactly, exactly. You know, it's not wanted. Okay, so any of you that have gone and put your email down for a particular product or freebie or some coupon service, listen, it's not spam if you said it's okay. Right. Okay, so in that event, don't hit the fucking report spam. There's some people out there that are hardworking people, and I'll tell you what the consequences are here in just a second when you click that report spam button. So with spam, here's the deal, man. Take your time. If you've opted into something and you're like, this isn't for me, it is required by law, globally speaking, for you to click unsubscribe, and it must be in a very visible area within your email. Now, of course, I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to take a lot of guesswork out, a lot of this bullshit, especially if you're new to email marketing. Now, bear with me because we're not going to be able to cover everything in email marketing today. No. It's so big, and I could probably even get a few other experts, but I just want to give you guys an overview of exactly what we're looking at as far as email marketing. But I'm going to probably try to cover what you don't want to do, okay? Don't take a person's email without their permission and send them things. That's spam.
Oh, you can actually get in a lot of trouble.
You can get in a huge amount of trouble. You can actually, first of all, be blacklisted. Okay, and blacklisted means you can be fined and you can have all privileges revoked and actually even using any form of email at all. I know it's crazy. I think actually it was Russell Brunson or maybe it was Frank Kern. One of the two of them. I'm leaning towards Russell.
I think it was Russell.
That got blacklisted. And he even covers it in .com secrets, which, by the way, that is my recommended resources that I put in our blog over at bootstrapbusinessmen.com. And if you're in our video, go on down below, show some love to the show, purchase up a copy of .com Secrets by Russell Brunson. Russell is just a stellar, upstanding guy, and I've learned a lot from a lot of what he teaches. And the funny thing is, some of the stuff he offers practically free.
Oh, yeah.
It's nuts. I'm in one of his mastermind groups, get a lot. So, but that's another conversation for another day, just to kind of say that you got to be really careful. So what are some of the ways that you can legally obtain emails?
Legally obtain? You do opt-in, like help me out, like a lead page.
Okay. Like a landing page.
Landing page, it's got your website address. Somebody goes there. One of the things to get the information that you're trying to either sell or give away, whatever product it is, you have to enter an email address. Okay? Yeah. Now, a lot of services require a dual opt-in. So that somebody will put their email address in. It's going to go to another page to make sure that they wanted to do that. Okay? And then guess what? You're on the email list. You just gave permission twice.
Yeah.
To do it. So that's one way.
And sorry to interrupt. Hold that thought.
Sure.
Double opt-in. I'm going to tell you guys this. I've learned this one from Steve Scott, a prolific author and self-publisher, is use double opt-in. I got to tell you that when I went to double opt-in, it kind of made my butthole pucker up a little bit because I was afraid I wasn't going to get as many subscribers. But here's the thing. Yeah, my subscribers dropped down, but the quality of prospects that came to the table was far better. So that means my open rates increased, and we'll talk about open rates, and my click-through rates dramatically increased because it showed that these people that were willing to jump through a couple of hoops to say, okay, I want to be on your list. And then I go, are you sure? And they go, yes, I want to be on your list. So that's essentially what a double opt-in is. Yeah. So continue on from there. I'm sorry.
No, not a problem. And, kind of the same thing. Facebook ads, you can do it that way. You can run an ad on Twitter, Instagram, to required information. Again, people have to put in their email address where to send the info to. So those are all, to me, almost like an organic way to do it. You can also, and I know maybe this isn't a direction you want to go, you can also buy email lists that people have opted into and said, yes, it's okay to receive information about products, whatever the case is. And you can buy those. Those can actually get pretty pricey.
Have you done that before?
I have done that before with my business emails. Okay. And for $100, I got, I think it was like 1,500 email addresses.
Wow.
Yeah, didn't really help much.
Conversion rate wasn't good.
Conversion rate wasn't good because the people didn't know me. So
you got this complete cold traffic, and you got to start to build a relationship like you normally would.
Right. So why not? To me, the best version is create that landing page. It's got your info and it's kind of a warm up, and people are going there seeking that anyway, putting their email in. Now you got somebody that you can engage with.
Right. You've got a common ground, a bridge to build it on, and that's so true. And I've seen a couple of newbie self-publishers out there, unfortunately, that they don't quite understand the power of an email list, and they try to cross-contaminate it with some other things. Our boy Dog Dad says, and by the way, this is Scott J. Marshall II, the honorary Bootstrap businessman. He said, I work with a tech company, blacklists are serious stuff. It's much easier than some people think to get yourself permanently blocked from an entire email client such as Gmail, Yahoo, so on and so forth. It's real, guys. So one thing, newbie email marketers, okay, listen here. Don't use your own email to do email marketing. Just saying that right now. You're going to shoot yourself in the foot, okay? And if I were to offer something else too as well, okay, they're getting a lot more strict about vetting out emails based on where it's coming from. So if you are running a business using a Gmail account, not a good idea. You want to get something domain specific. So for instance, the email that I use for my email service, okay, is dale@dalelroberts.com. So anytime I'm sending out a campaign, that email address is attached to that because I am more likely to end up in the inbox than in the spam or junk folder if I were to use, say, my Gmail address.
Sure, and people are going to argue back and say, well, that's because they want to push you into buying this product. That's not it at all. If you're running a business, one of the things that you want to do coming out of the gates is be very professional. Okay? Yeah. So this is going to help do that because if you're sending it from PT or DaleLRoberts@gmail.com, you've got all this great info, they're going to be like, who's this hack? But if it's coming from your web page, now you got your website attached to it, so they're going to go check that out also. You know what I mean? They're going to go visit your webpage a little more.
Yeah.
So it's more professional. It's worth a few dollars to purchase a domain name. I think, 99 cents for a year a lot of times on GoDaddy?
HostGator as well.
HostGator.
Yeah, HostGator, you can get it for like a penny, I think it is, for like the first month or year or something like that.
So it's worth a couple cents.
It's insane, yeah. And then just setting up the email service is so simple. And a lot of these services out there like GoDaddy and HostGator are relatively inexpensive and they have great customer service. So if you need help and you're like, hey, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, I go to GoDaddy. I love GoDaddy because their customer service is exemplary. And I've never been disappointed in what they do for me. Now, that's just a personal testimonial. I have, no affiliation with them. I'm not going to get any affiliates on this one. There's no affiliates in the link down below. But, for the most part, GoDaddy's great for me. Just whatever you end up signing up for, just make sure they got some good live customer support if you don't know what you're doing. If you do what you're doing, carry on. You probably can just go ahead and just, kick ass on this. So, at any rate, so there's other ways I've seen as well. So sometimes if I've gone to, say, seminars, webinars are another way that you can collect. But let's say expos. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. You'll see like the fishbowl, and you throw your card into that. Mm-hmm. So, fair warning, this is just a matter of opinion, and I'm sure an email marketer will probably come back and poo-poo all over what I'm going to say is always fully disclose what your intentions are in having the email.
Yes.
I have found that I was getting far more complaints by not fully disclosing. This is actually on my fitness list, which, by the way, you guys actually get to see the early version of my fitness list. It wasn't very big. Don't laugh at it. It was cold outside at the time. Get it? Huh? It wasn't big? Huh? Yeah, this guy.
Shrinkage.
Yeah, so, but any event, I'll show you guys a little bit about this, but when it comes to the fitness, I wasn't fully disclosing. I was like, get your free book. And some people were like, oh, great, I get my free book. Well, here's the thing is, guys, this is where I got to say is if you can fully disclose to your audience what your intentions are, you're more likely to keep them on for the long run. So
Sure.
My complaint rates significantly dropped when I said, get this complimentary book when you sign up for my newsletter. When I started seeing that, yeah, my opt-ins dropped, okay? I had less emails per day.
But your engagement's probably.
But my engagement increased. So once again, when I did double opt-in, yeah, it dropped down. And this might seem like Greek to you guys, but hang in there, okay? And like I said, we're not going to be able to show you everything. And rest assured, the YouTubes will be able to show you whatever we don't tell you. This is just a crash course in email marketing.
YouTubes.
So any event,
Scotty Dog Dad says he got his scottjmarshall.com for $11. He got an Outlook email domain and Office with it, so you can GoDaddy for $11.
that's stellar. $11. I mean, come on, guys.
I believe that's for the whole year, right, Dog Dad? I would imagine.
Probably, I'm thinking. Yeah. Even if it is $11 per month, I mean,
it's worth it.
That's still fucking,
Yeah.
insanely cheap here, guys. Because I got to tell you that this right here, if you can use it and really maximize the most out of it, I promise you, on a low month for my email list, for one of my email lists, I will typically make that much in affiliates.
Yes, covers you.
But here's the thing is, you got to know that first of all, when you're doing an email list, you got to build a relationship. You got to make it so it's not so fucking robotic.
Yeah.
I found when I started talking about my wife and my life and my cat and my lifestyle,
It resonated with people.
it really did. So by the time when I'm saying something like, oh, hey, by the way, I released the latest 90-day home workout plan, people were more apt to click through. It wasn't just about me sending out emails about buy my shit, buy my shit, buy my shit. I made the connection. And I think this is actually something that goes back to Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary Vaynerchuk actually wrote Jab, 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 Right Hook. And it's all about deliver value, deliver value, deliver value, deliver value, and then go for the sale. Because by the time that you've delivered so much value, some people will practically feel guilty. They're going to go, fuck, I need to see about supporting this person. He's given me so much value.
Right.
And listen, and this is a mistake I see so many people do in self-publishing. Now, I know I try not to talk about too much about self-publishing, but this is where I can relate is, okay, some people think delivering value means always giving away free shit. Oh, I've got free books.
No.
That's still serving you. But let's just say, for instance, what could I do instead to serve my community and the fitness community instead of giving them my free book?
Share articles on, maybe you just read something on a new diet plan or something, you kind of put that out there. Maybe they haven't seen it yet. A case study on, a new exercise platform or something. You know what I mean? Share this information that's not about you at all. It's about them and what they're actually looking for.
Yeah.
Their needs, basically. You're trying to take care of them, and you want to be the go-to source, right?
Yeah.
So if there's any information needed, any questions, they're going to go to you versus somebody else because you delivered that valuable content to them. What matters to them. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I try to do. I don't like to talk about me very much. I always like to talk about my clients or my customers. So they never really know a whole lot about me until maybe 6-7 months into our relationship. But I know everything about them first couple of days.
That's probably what makes the sale for you less awkward.
Yeah.
You've already known this person so well that by the time that they're ready to invest in you, they'll be the first person to ask you, dude, you've been coming into my store for the last few months.
Are you married? Do you have kids?
Yeah, so email marketing works the same way, and there is a little bit of finesse to this. And Scott did actually confirm, yes, it is from GoDaddy. It was per year for $11. So folks, look into that. It's definitely worth your time. For 2 cups of coffee worth of money, it really is. So you're going to find out a lot, and this is funny, if you're involved in any kind of mastermind groups or any kind of groups where you're just talking about entrepreneurship, there's going to be a lot of people talking about the size of their list. Now, let me just get this myth out of the way. You're going to probably laugh, and I know he's already laughing here. Okay, listen.
It's not the size of the list.
It's not the size of the list. Okay, it really isn't. It is better that you have, let's say, 10 to 20 fully engaged subscribers, as opposed to, let's say, 1,000 subscribers that aren't engaged at all. And the greatest metrics to know that you are actually getting your subscribers engaged is, are they opening your emails? That's the big thing. Are they opening it? Because if they're not opening it, you're sunk. And that just increased your likelihood of being invited over to the spam folder.
Spam.
I know it's scary, right?
Spammy.
You really need to have your shit opened up. And that is actually a huge, huge factor to me, actually going through and doing a little bit of list hygiene. If somebody doesn't open up something within 30 to 90 days within my list, hey, I love you. You'll get one chance and I'll say, hey, is this email still good? And sometimes some people will unsubscribe and other people go, oh, yeah, totally, it's great, But for the most part, anybody else, I just cut them out there because unfortunately it's killing your open rate. And you need to have a good, at least a decent open rate. A lot of people kind of go, well, what's it? Depending on industry average, it doesn't really matter. But I would just say, generally speaking, you want to see at least 30 to 50% open rate. If you can see anything greater than that, you're doing awesome. And I don't care if your list is of 5 people and one of them's your mom.
My mom wouldn't even know better.
And it's a little bit of a hack. And one thing I would recommend, too, is make sure that you're always signed up to your own email list so you know exactly how your emails are coming to you, how they look when you're receiving them. And, of course, you're going to want to open it, click through, okay? Because there's been some times I put some things out, and some of the emails I put out, the hyperlinks are bad. And I'll get, a subscriber say, that link is no good. And I'll go, oh, man. And you look like a complete dunce, you got egg on your face. So open rate is the most important thing. So really, if you're going to go around bragging, don't brag about the size of the list that you have. Brag about your open rate. Go around and go, dude, got a fucking 80% open rate.
That means you can get it up twice.
Fuck yeah, I got an 80% open rate. I go hard on my open rate.
It's hard in the paint right here.
The other thing is, too, is if you have a hyperlink within your email. Now, don't spend too much time bloviating within an email. The whole purpose, first of all, is to get the person to open, to intrigue them enough to go somewhere where you have something additional to offer them. Sometimes it may not be anything at all. For instance, my wife has a vegan email list, and sometimes she just has a recipe for them to go check out. Rather than insert it into the actual email, she'll send them over to her blog, which of course develops and builds value and gets them to where they actually get to see a little bit more of her outside of what she would deliver inside an email. And remember, time is money. And if you're like me, you get into emails, you're probably flipping through going, okay, quick, if I can read the first few sentences and it intrigues me, great. If not, close, out. Mm-hmm. And I've discovered sometimes if I've opened up like a couple of them and it doesn't do anything for me, I almost always unsubscribe.
Yeah.
And it's no offense to them, which, by the way, unsubscribes happen, folks. It will happen. In fact, feel good for yourself, the fact that if somebody unsubscribes to you, that means they still at least respect the relationship that the two of you have built, because otherwise they would just click that report spam and throw you under the bus.
Yeah.
So, I never mind unsubscribes. And now, it doesn't feel good, but, all right, so we've got open rate. Mm-hmm. We've got click-through rate. Mm-hmm. And the greatest metric of them all, okay, this is where you need to recoup some of your expenses of getting your $11 per year back, of paying for your email service provider like a GetResponse or Constant Contact or Aweber or any of those other things. Because That's ultimately what you want to do. You don't just want to have an email service provider for the sake of just like, hey, I got an email list. You need to see about making it part of your business model and somewhere that you're able to make some money. So the greatest metric, are they buying? Okay? Are they purchasing something from you? Is it a course? Is it a product?
Just affiliate sales. I mean, anything. Yeah.
Any little bit. Now, I know it's really tough. A lot of people are going, well, you say build value, but don't be so salesy because you'll be spammy. I know, it's so difficult. You got to find that balance, and based on the niche that you're within, will be based on how you approach the business.
Sure.
So, dude.
Well, I mean, you just kind of hit the nail on the head. We overcomplicate that word sales.
Yeah.
So much. You know, we try to shove so much information in there because it's like, you know, and a customer
information throw up.
Yeah, stop. You know, find what's relevant. And here's the basis. Just think of this in your mind. Sales is nothing more than for your customer, your client, or your new potential to feel comfortable enough to buy from you. Mm-hmm. So keep it easy, keep it light, keep it about what they're looking for. You know what I mean? And keep yourself, kind of put yourself out there a little bit. Honestly, like you said, talking about your wife, cat, you know, whatever, hobbies and stuff, you know, or if you have a personal story about whatever it is, share that.
Absolutely.
You know?
Puts it really, really good here, man. So, dude, I know that what we're going to try to do is probably give you guys some bite-sized chunks. We got probably about another 15 minutes we're going to run here. What I want to do is, you know, we're talking about email marketing. I'm getting all heated up, man. I got to get this freaking thing off here. So here's the deal, guys.
It's 9 degrees here in Ohio. Well, actually 5
90
degrees.
degrees. Yeah, right.
5 degrees here.
So here's the deal. We always want to make sure we're saving you some money. Now, if it were my choice and I would tell you, if you're looking into email marketing, it is worth the investment that you try to at least look into a service, something like, well, I like GetResponse, but they kind of tweaked my nuts lately. Aweber, I've heard, is pretty good.
Entreport.
Entreport is a little bit higher ticket, but I understand it's really good. Jason Brock, our boy, he says it's phenomenal.
Well, you can run. I think you can run webinars through that even. So
yeah, I mean, on Entreport as well. So, you know, either way, you can find a decent email service provider through like GetResponse, or what we're going to show you guys is MailChimp. Okay, so with MailChimp, they've got a free option. And actually, Mike Dillard, he is a very big email marketer, multi-millionaire. He's established, I think, out of Austin, Texas, it might be. He swears by MailChimp. I've seen some of my favorite, you know, gurus, if you will, using MailChimp. And I've seen MailChimp really improve. And they've got a free model, okay? There are limitations. But what I want to do is I want to show you guys something just basically. I'm going to show you behind the wheel. So it's going to get a little personal. You guys are going to probably see a couple lists that I've had in there. I haven't messed with any of these lists in probably at least a year, maybe a little less than a year, because I was just tweaking it around. Every now and then I use this one to kind of test some ideas out for my newsletters. So why don't we go ahead, let's switch on over into the screen share. Excellent. All right, so now...
good afternoon, Dale.
Yeah, exactly. So now what we're going to do is, you may want to keep half an eye on our stuff. So here's where MailChimp's at. I know our boy Scott J. Marshall II, he uses these guys as well. I'll spare you guys all of the rigmarole of telling you exactly, you know, where to get MailChimp. MailChimp.com, go in there, set up an account. Okay, it's free. There's no, you know, any kind of costs or anything else like that. Obviously, they're gonna market you on something.
I was gonna say, guess what you have to put in?
Yeah, you gotta put your email. I've found them pretty good, and actually, some of their articles they send to me are pretty worthwhile. Mm-hmm. So let's start it out with a list. Okay, now we're just gonna start it from scratch. Let's just pretend like we've got a landing page, and why don't we talk about landing pages next week?
Yeah. I think
I'll show you guys how to do landing pages, and we'll put all this stuff together and we'll kind of smush it together. But I'm just going to kind of show you an overview of what it looks like within MailChimp. Now, if you're watching this sometime later, or if you haven't been in MailChimp recently, this might look a little different to you. So typically the layout is going to be something like this. I'm already logged in. Okay? And I'm just going to click on lists. So give it a second here. Hopefully it'll open up for me. Okay, so I've got all these different lists. So you can see I've got some really terrible open. Oh, look at that open rate, baby. 23 subscribers. See, that's exactly what I mean. You guys can see at 42.5% open rate, 10.9% click through. So, yeah, that's not too bad. But then you scroll down here. Can you imagine somebody that is saying, okay, it's crazy. Think about this. Someone goes, oh, I got 23 subscribers. It's terrible. Okay, what's your open rate? Oh, it's nearly half. That's phenomenal. So that means like nearly, 11, 12 people are opening up your emails.
Yeah, absolutely.
10% of the total, that means about, 2 people are probably signing up or clicking on something beyond that is going to whatever you have to offer. Now, I have no idea what the click-throughs were, what campaigns or how many campaigns are here. But imagine if you were the other person. This is great. This is why I kind of say people, don't make email lists about a dick measuring contest. It's not. It really isn't. Because you can look at, say, 71 subscribers, although there's not too much of a difference here. But I hear sometimes where some people are like, I've got a list of 3,000. Okay, great. When was the last time you emailed them? Oh, I haven't. Why do you have the list? Here, listen, guys.
Just for fun.
Don't put together a list if you're not going to use it, okay?
Yeah.
Don't compile emails. Don't become an email hoarder, okay? Because we will have an intervention with you.
Yes.
It's just...
Why? Why would...
It makes no sense. Don't have a list because there's no sense in putting it together because you've set someone's expectations to believe that they've signed up for something and like, oh, I'm afraid of selling. Well, don't get their fucking email address. So at any rate, you've got this person here with 71 subscribers, yet it's only got a 10% open rate, which means there's only about 7 people opening.
Yeah.
And there's a 3% of that. So what's 3%? That's 2 people. So there's still a click-through that's relatively equal, but I think it's kind of embarrassing that there's only 7 total opens on this list.
Yeah.
So you guys can see, we can scroll down here. We'll see some other ones. Ooh, that's a 50% open and 50% click-through. Loving that all day long. I mean, that's 3 people. Now, you guys can kind of get the idea. There's a good reason why I'm showing you guys this stuff because I just want to be open. I want to be honest with you. This is not an account I typically use anymore. But I used it some time ago. You guys can see that it works.
It's real. I mean,
well, so dude, here's how I create a list. So let's say we're going to do create list. All right, I clicked on it. We're going to create a list. All right, awesome. It's going to go into here. We're going to have to name our list, I'm sure, next. Let's make this the, I don't know. We'll call it the boot list. How about that? Default email address. Now, I did say before, you have to have some kind of a domain name because it decreases the likelihood. And I think even MailChimp will even tell you if you pull up. So let's just try it out. We'll say DaleLRoberts@gmail.com, which, by the way, guys, don't email me there because I think that's somebody else. We'll say Dale. One thing, while I'm thinking about it too, there are certain things you guys want to maybe Google this. When you're using like a domain name of some sort, so let's say, for instance, Dale@DaleLRoberts.com is acceptable, but you don't want to do like admin@DaleLRoberts.com or info@DaleLRoberts.com. There's certain triggers that still are recognized as kind of like, this might be spam.
Yeah,
so
just put your first name. I mean, that's your list.
Here we go. So you're going to come down here now. Fair warning, you do have to put a physical address in here due to can spam laws. Now, there are ways that you can work around this. Don't fucking fudge up a fucking address, okay? This is actually where I have One Jack Monkey originally, set up at. So I was able to put it here. You want to kind of give a short reminder to somebody. Nice thing is MailChimp actually has it automatically set the double opt-in. I'm telling you guys, double opt-in all the way, okay? Just don't play around. Like, literally, it'd be so much worth it. But I typically say, you're receiving this email because of your interest in the BB newsletter. So, very important. Insider term, email lists. Outsider term, newsletter. Okay, people don't want to think they're being put on a list.
Yeah,
okay, you just made the list.
You made the list.
That's going on the fucking recap next week. You just made the list. Okay, so we have it here. Typically on notifications, I'll take like a daily summary, and what MailChimp will do, anytime someone like subscribes, they'll send me a daily count of it. You can always do one by one or one by one. I just do a daily summary, and I click save.
Here's where it should show the email link.
Yeah. So here's our boot list. Okay, so we don't have no subscribers. So let's just say in theory that someone opts in at my landing page, okay? And we'll talk about landing pages next week. And I promise you guys, it's gonna be so easy. You're gonna go, why the fuck haven't I been doing it like that all along? So I'm just gonna go in and add subscriber. Really highly recommend that you don't do this unless you've received some type of permission. If you're doing like a punch bowl with business cards and they understand that, then great. So let's just go ahead. We're gonna market it. We're gonna put ourselves on here. Bootstrap Businessmen at gmail.com. Kevin, you're gonna take one for the team here, and I'll be the last name. This person gave me permission to email them. I'm going to check this off. This person is already on my list. Update their profile. Obviously, if somebody's on there, you can always update their profile. We're just going to go ahead and hit subscribe. Okay? So now our list has kind of come up here. Now, let's make ourselves a campaign. And when we're done with this little campaign, we're going to call it a night, and we're going to wrap up. Once again, don't forget, catch us next Wednesday, 8 o'clock, because we're going to talk about landing pages. But let's go into campaigns. Now, depending on the email service provider that you get, it may not be called campaign. It could be called something completely different. Yeah. But let's just go ahead. We're going to create a campaign. Very simple. You guys can see I already have some other campaigns that I set up. I typically just go for a regular campaign. I think some of these are limited on your free version. Yeah. So I'm just going to select this, and it should go over into the next page. I love MailChimp because they got some really, really cool templates in it. So boot list, there we go. We can segment the audience. So let's just say, for instance, you find a certain portion that are just opening your email. You can probably sub-segment them. So here's the deal. Let's say Kevin has been opening up every single one of my emails for the last month. And let's say he's even clicking through for that matter. You can segment him down to where he might be the only person that you're going to talk to and say, hey, dude, I got this $10 off coupon on my next book, and I want you to have it. Nobody else is going to get it. And see, he's probably going to be more likely to buy it than, say, somebody who never opens up their email, or for that matter, just opens but never clicks through.
That's true.
You try to offer this coupon, they're going to be like, I hardly know you right now. So we're just going to hit entire list for now. Segmentation gets so much more complex.
Yeah, keep it simple.
Let's keep it all simple here. So we hit next. Campaign name, this is all you're going to see on yours, so I'm going to call it them, whatever. Doesn't matter. Email subject. Okay, words you should avoid. You're going to want to Google this up, okay? Put down good email subject lines, or you can put spam subject lines so you can find out what are some spam words. I'm going to tell you one for sure is free. Never use the word free. Just telling you right now, free is the F word is not good in email marketing. So let's go ahead. We'll say this is the Bootstrap group. So I'm going to say entrepreneur hacks you'll never believe. Okay? Avoid all caps.
I would agree.
Avoid over punctuation. Emojis are good. Mm-hmm. They're not always great. But in any event, and don't try to sensationalize or trick people into opening up your email. You don't want to put down, free check inside. Well, free's the bad words. I got some money for you. Yeah, keep it real. Keep it real, and try to keep it around the subject. Now, once again, you can look up some articles. You'll be able to find out. And actually, in .com Secrets and in Ryan Dice's The Invisible Selling Machine, you guys will find out some great subject lines. So let's see here. We're going to go through here. Awesome. We can connect it to Facebook. We had actually the upgraded version. Down here in the bottom right, we'll hit next. We're almost done here, folks, because I'm not going to put too much thought into this. We can take some of these templates, or some of these themes in the basic ones, and we can fill that out. But just for the purposes of going through things fast, I think you guys can kind of figure things out. I'm just going to choose, why don't we say member welcome? Let's choose that one.
Sounds like a red light district.
Member welcome?
Or a members only jacket.
Yeah.
Those are sweet.
So we got here, it looks good. Unfortunately, it's going really, really slow at this point. Okay, I didn't want a template preview. I wanted to actually press select. Ding dong. Scott's hanging out with us tonight. He must be at the gym tonight. Okay, you're going to love what's new, blah, blah, blah. Web fonts are here. Get started. Okay. Really, guys, there's so many tools. This is one of the reasons why I love MailChimp. Here, I'm just going to have to throw GetResponse under the bus. I am an affiliate for GetResponse, and I actually get paid by them. But I have to say that they do not hold... They don't hold shit against MailChimp at this point. MailChimp is wonderful. They have so many user-friendly tools. I had to kind of compose myself in a way that you guys would make sense.
Say they're simple. That's what I've liked.
It really is. It's simplistic, and you can say, for instance, I don't like this image. I can always come up here and throw it out if I wanted to. You can fix all this stuff, but it's super, super simple. I'm not going to go any further because really at this point, after we accept this, it's going to kind of go through and you're going to, make sure everything looks good. You're going to confirm that it's going to the right people, and then you can actually schedule it to be sent out. So in any event, rather than me going on and on, you guys can kind of get the idea from here. I'd rather you just take some time and play around with this. One thing I would recommend is before you make your email list live, I would recommend you test it out first. You can test it out, or maybe get say I can give Kevin a call and say, hey, dude, you've done this before.
Yep.
I'll go check out this landing page. I need you to go on there. Could you go into the email list and let me know what you get? And typically we're able to spitball. So sometimes you remember I kept getting thrown into the junk folder. Couldn't quite figure it out. Well,
I know what's going on with that. Yeah.
Well, I had to improve my open rates. My open rates were fucking abysmal. They were down to 8%. And
because I was subscribed to you, and I was getting them, and I would click them, but then all of a sudden they stopped showing up, and you're like, "Hey man, did you see my last?" I'm like, "No," and that's where we found out. Yeah. It was.
Here's the thing: is where I say guys is you can have hundreds of thousands. In my instance, I think we were dealing with it was in the hundreds.
Yeah.
And it just unfortunately I was at 8% open rate, and I was like, this has got to be normal. And I'm like, no, it wasn't. It was because I was holding on to all these dead emails or these people that weren't even opening it. It was just destroying me. I have since been able to, pull myself out. I get a lot more engagement from my email lists. So I imagine we're going to come back and revisit email lists sometime in the near future here, guys.
Sure.
Let's come back over here to our talk time area here. So really, once again, it comes down to an overview. I'm not going to consider myself a guru or an expert at email marketing, but I do know enough to get myself by because I actually have a good few lists that actually make a little bit of cash and actually helps build my platform. I know this guy's got his own list that he uses within his business. I think originally when I came to you, you were like, well, what? You were like,
an email list.
You don't just put it through your email? I'm like, what? You're doing it through your fucking email? I was like, no, you don't do that, dude. And he's like, all right.
Yeah, we changed it up. It's been very helpful because
so much easier, isn't it?
Yeah, because I can go through and find just like affiliate products like on Amazon that are going to benefit my client. And saving money, like paper rolls for their credit card machines. There's actually, I just found this neat one. It attaches to a credit card machine, and you can put a bigger roll of paper on it, so you don't have to change the rolls as much.
Nice.
So
yeah, love that.
Yeah, it's $24. And it gets a little percentage back. So just shoot it out to everybody.
Yeah, there are certain. Yeah, don't discredit. There's so many times
stay in touch with them. Like, hey, it's this time of year. Make sure you get this done.
Yeah.
To avoid this cost, and it's like, thanks, dude. Thanks. Appreciate
Absolutely.
the reminder. So.
There's so many times I think, and here's where I want to kind of lay everybody's fears to rest, and this will be my last words before Kevin closes out the show, is don't be afraid of email marketing, okay? Don't be fearful. If you're going into it with the grace of intentions of delivering better value to your audience and connecting with your audience directly, email marketing is just the right fit for you. it's going to seem overwhelming at first. I won't promise you it's going to be easy. You're going to probably find some unsubscribes. You're going to find some complaints being reported every now and then. It will happen. But, I tell you, if you could just get something, there's free services out there. You don't have to use MailChimp. MailChimp's not paying me anything for this. There's free services you can try out, get response for 30 days. You can try out any number of email marketing services. Ask around. There's probably some people who actually have some experience. Go on your Facebook wall and say, hey, does anybody know a good email service provider so I can build a good email newsletter or email list? And I'm sure you'll probably get a lot of recommendations. Scott's saying something. So today's the day here, guys. So do yourself a favor. Here's your homework between now and next week. I just want you guys to go open up an email marketing service of some sort, okay? Yeah. Take a look at it. Like I said, you've seen MailChimp. You see how easy it is. You can go in and any other ones. That's your homework between now and then, because next week we're going to show you how to build a landing page. And then probably the week after that, we're going to show you how to send some traffic over to that little landing page of yours. So then you can start building that email list. So, Kevin, my boy, it's been fun. Close us out, man.
Well, I'll tell you what, talking about email lists, and here's one thing, and I'll share this with everybody. I got scared of it a little bit because I deal with people face to face 9 out of 10 times, okay? And I couldn't figure out how to duplicate that electronically. Is where I was having the issue.
Yeah.
Okay. This is what we were talking about with the value, putting yourself into these emails, and keeping it about your client, your customers, right? It's the same thing in what I call as an electronic handshake, okay, where you actually shake somebody's hand when you meet them, when you're done with a sale, whatever. You can do the same thing through emails with a little bit of tact, and don't try to just stuff and regurgitate information. Keep it short, keep it simple. Don't be afraid to do it. Like Dale said, go open the account and at least start reading and playing around with it. The worst thing that's going to happen is you have to ask somebody for help. You're not going to blow up your computer. You're not, you know what I mean? That's the biggest fear, man. People are afraid of the technology. The way that I do things, and this guy sometimes is like, dude, it's like, I don't know about it, and it's like, I'm going right through it, man. I'm just, fuck it. We'll figure it out as we go. And
make mistakes.
Yeah, make mistakes. You're going to grow that way. Other than that, thanks for joining in. Dale, you got anything?
Peace out, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Please support the show by simply shopping at Amazon through the link in the show description. Every time you make a purchase through the provided link, a small percentage of sales goes back to support the show. There's no additional cost to you, and it greatly helps us out. Simply go to the link, bookmark it in your browser, and do your shopping on Amazon while you support the Bootstrap Businessmen podcast. Thanks for tuning in to Bootstrap Businessmen.